Hey, what's up, gun nuts? It's Ferrari Steve with RealGunReviews.com, and today I want to talk to you about something really important, and it's roving packs of wild dogs. No, that's not true. I want to talk to you about P226 guide rods, because there are lots of choices out there, and I figured I'd take a break in my upgrade series. I'm in the middle of shooting a series, upgrading a West German P226 towards Legion specs, and I got to the point where I'm dealing with upgrading the guide rod because the Legion has a solid steel guide rod, and I figured since I have a bunch of guide rods and I've tinkered with all of them, why not actually compare them all and see what any differences are before I continue. So here we go. No gun in this video, so I don't need to do a safety check. Let's do a safety check of our scale. Make sure it's not going to blow up on me and it will read 0 and it resets. Yes, let's get some dust up there. Okay, there we go. So here are the options. I've got the standard hollow guide rod that comes in most of the earlier P226. I don't have any plastic ones though, because I don't have any guns with plastic guide rods or any SIGs with plastic guide rods, but you can imagine they weigh a lot less. This right here is the solid guide rod from my 226 Legion. The next here, these two are both SIG manufactured, but early solid steel guide rods that they made back in the West German days before they made the switch over to the hollow ones. And I have two of them because I bought a couple of them on eBay, and I wanted to show you, just some of the manufacturing differences between them. Then I've got one from stainless steel guide rods. I've got one from American National Firearms, and then I've got one from Gray Guns. And again, the differences are primarily weight. So let's just see what they weigh. Let's get the hollow one, and we'll see. Obviously, it's going to be the lightest, so under half an ounce. So right at half an ounce, 0.49 ounces. I suspect that's going to be the lightest one. So we'll rank them from lightest to most heavy. Next up is the Legion. The Legion guide rod is 1.14 ounces. So, more than double the weight of the more hollow one. And the whole idea behind a solid guide rod, it's not going to bend or be stronger to hold the spring. It's really just about weight and about keeping weight toward the front of the gun, acting as ballast to keep that down. And the concept is that it helps you get back on target. I'm a believer in stainless steel or solid guide rods. I mean, it might be stainless steel, this might be regular steel. I'm a believer in them, but they're not magic. They're not going to fix bad habits you have in shooting. But for me, I find that for the price, and these are around $20 or less each, for the price, it's worth it. Oh, look, while we're talking, the hot air in here made it drop down to 1.13 instead of 1.14. Again, that's the concept behind having a solid guide rod, is you get a little extra weight up toward the front of the gun. You could get a tungsten guide rod, which apparently is like over 2 ounces. I don't have one of those. I don't need that much weight up front, but that's a possibility. I know some race guns have heavier ones up there. So already we've got double the weight. Now these are also SIG manufactured, but manufactured earlier. This one is 1.16, so pretty close to the one that's in the Legion. And this one, however, just barely over an ounce. So, I mean, not that much difference, but I did find it interesting that, I don't know what the difference is, maybe just a little bit of manufacturing difference, but these are both the same vintage solid guide rods made by SIG. They're SIG OEM parts. You can't order them anymore. You could buy them in a pack, a gunsmith could, but every now and again you'll see them come up on eBay. So they're around the same weight as the Legion, which doesn't surprise me. I'm sure SIG probably just followed the same, maybe even used the same machines, pulled them out of storage and made them when they made their own guide rods. Here we go. This is the one from stainless steel guide rods. And you're not going to see much visual difference. I mean, if you look at the end between the Legion and this one, the Legion one's a little more rounded, this is a little more squared off, and this is a little thicker at the base here, and the one from stainless steel guide rods is a little thinner, but they're going to do the same job. They're going to hold the spring. So let's see how much that one weighs. Again, right around the same as the, that's right in between the two SIG ones, 114 and 116, so 115 is right there in the middle. So this is not that much different. And the finish, right? You've got this matte finish. All these have the same matte finish. The hollow ones probably started out as a matte finish, but has been cycled so much that it kind of polished itself. But these ones haven't been shot that much, so we still have that matte finish. The American National Firearms, they sell a matte finish one, but they also sell this one, which has, I forget what they call their diamond coating or something. You'll notice in the light that it's shiny, and they coat it so that it's shiny, and they argue that that helps it cycle better, that the spring will move better. I don't know if I buy that or not. I don't know if that's really a place where friction is coming into play. But again, just above 1.1 ounces, right? right in that same ballpark as these. But if you're convinced that having that shiny coating might help that spring move more easily, then that might be a way you want to go. And you might like the color, right? This is a shiny black, where these are more matte grayish black. And speaking of gray, pun intended, this is the Gray Guns guide rod. And they don't overcharge for this either. It's about 20 bucks. And again, feels like we're probably going to come in at about the same spot. Oh, a little higher, but again, not massively, 1.2 ounces. So I think that makes it the winner. Is technically among the steel guide rods, it is the heaviest. Geometry-wise, again, it's not quite as thin at the base as the stainless steel guide rod. StainlessSteelGuideRods.com, it's SS Guide Rods. A lot of these are stainless steel. That's just the brand of this one. Again, the base here is a little thicker on the Legion one versus the Gray Guns, but and the Gray Guns is real similar in geometry up top. The SIG manufactured ones are a little more rounded, and that only makes a difference in how it looks visually in the gun. I mean, it's going to function just the same. So again, not that much difference. I think basically what we've proven here is a steel guide rod, a solid steel guide rod is a solid steel guide rod. If you're convinced that the slickness is what you want, okay. If you want to say I have all Bruce Gray parts in my gun, okay. If you want to say I have SIG OEM parts in my gun, okay. Maybe you like a color or geometry, but really for what these are going to do, keep a little bit of weight down on the front of the gun, you're pretty much getting the same thing. So go on Amazon, buy whichever one is on sale that day, and weight-wise, doesn't look like you can go wrong. This is Ferrari Steve. Get out there, have fun with your guns, tinker with them, put a stainless steel guide rod in there, shoot it, see if it's an upgrade for you. If it's not, take it out, put the stock one back in. If it is, have fun, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.